$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here. Let's covenant, breaker 7 seals. Let's get this out the way. Mr. Farrakhan. So that's for you who care about the truth, have a respect for knowledge, respect for science, respect for mathematics. So see what he has to say about himself. Here's the link. He says, as far as the Portuguese, okay, the Portuguese Jew. So here's the link. In the description, there's a link also. Description, there's a link, brothers and sisters. So no need to argue about it. He claims to be the Messiah and those things, but if you care about scripture, it says Messiah, first of all, he has nappy hair. Secondly, he's from this word David, which is from Abraham. So he's not from the seed of Abraham, he's from the seed of Yaakov's creation. Anyway, that's for those of you who care about the truth. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Here's a picture of his father. Percival Clark. Not Photoshop, you can Google it. His father. Percival Clark. Louis Eugene Grounds, NY backwards. That's what Legion's name is. One brothers and sisters. And here's Exodus, if you care about Exodus, right? Let my people go. God said, we ain't going nowhere. It says, we return after 400 years, return home. He said, we ain't going nowhere. That's the covenant, Joshua pushing America out the way. We ain't going to, he's trying to hold up America. Lightning strike, you're going to experience this in a minute, brothers and sisters. We're going to have lightning splash in the Middle East. It's going to reflect all the way here. The worst is yet to come. Battle of minds. The worst is yet to come. America's rolling the dice. They're nervous. Falling apart. They don't know what to do, sis. And when you're back in the corner, you just start swinging. Roll the dice. Hope you survive. Hope you survive spring. But when winter, spring comes, it's into winter, totally. Anyway, let me get the names. So here, brothers and sisters. Now, yesterday, I attempted to do this. I still had some issues this morning, but not as bad yesterday, so I think I might be able to get through my presentation. I cut it very short yesterday. I wanted to give some more attention to it. So hopefully I can solve some of my problems. That's what happens. Again, Sulaiman Rahim here. There's a comment. Breaker 7 seals. Okay, let me see, okay. I got Okay. Trying to get positioned with this camera situation. They changed the whole system, brothers and sisters. They told me that my system wouldn't work anymore because things wasn't working like it was working before. Oh, after 2 hours of running around, test. What version? When did you got? Oh, version 10. That won't work on version 11. I said, wait a minute, hold it. You know they was going to go to a new version and your software doesn't work with that? And now you finally, after 2 hours of messing around, you finally tell me that? Anyway. So I had to go and get new computers that run on the Windows 11 and all that kind of stuff. Anyway. More on processes. But let's deal with Mr. Farrell. Here he is. Now, you can't get around this, brother. So we're going to show the tape. Like I said, that's if you care about knowledge, care about science. He's telling you, you're ugly. If you got black and nappy hair, lips, and nose, you're ugly. He's saying. We got on tape saying it. He said, a lot of people in Africa, they got straight hair. See? And they got nice noses, nice mouths. But we distort over here. We got nappy hair because we're evil inside. That's what it says. You're outside reflecting inside. So that's telling every world. That shows you can't hide it. We're evil and wicked inside. Because it said outside reflects what's inside. So God has made outside reflect what's on the inside. That's what he's saying. He's supposed to be the Messiah. He's supposed to be representing the Nation of Islam. He's ripping off the Nation of Islam. He's robbing it. That's what he's saying. And then on top of all that, he's calling God cursed. Well, Son of Man, he calls Son of Man cursed. Some people think Son of Man is God. Have you considered? He said it's cursed because he got nappy hairs, like it says in Scripture. He said nappy hair is a curse. That's not a lot of Muhammad's teachings. So he don't have nappy hair. Straight hair like his daddy. And so he got light complexion and devil, more devil. So hey, he's beautiful. God made him beautiful, but he made us ugly. So little children over there, they're ugly. But the ones over here with their hair down, like like animal hair. We only got hair like that because only God's had hair like that, because that's a natural crown. Those are beautiful. Those children, they're beautiful. Especially little sister there, she's so pretty. She don't need to have that golden crown here because her hair is a natural crown. And on top of that, you got the option of wearing it up or down. So you can take the crown off or leave it on. They can never put a crown on. You got Jehovah's Witness giving their God a Jerry curl. But he said that's a curse. They're supposed to represent the Nation of Islam, right? He said that's a curse. Because we bad obedient on the outside, so Allah it manifests our disobedience, our wicked ways, in our appearance. So now we can see how wicked, you can see it. See how wicked, evil they are. See, they got a nappy head, and they don't tell you. Yeah, I don't know. I've been to Africa. I've been to Morocco. But I've seen pictures of Africans. I know some Africans, African neighbors from Somalia and Haiti and so forth. And I don't know any. They have those distorted figures, that characters that they have. How they say we have big nose and all that stuff. Why you gotta draw pictures of us have all this big nose? If we already got that, why do you gotta expand it? Exaggerate it. Why do you gotta do it? You already got it. Just show a picture of it. But they show a picture of us with big lips. And I don't know any black folks actually look like that. And the point is, if you go up in Europe, you see all kinds of big nose on. You think we the only ones got it? No. Because a lot of that comes from the reason why we look so much different from the Africans look, because we've been raped and distorted for 400 years. They put their gene in, and they put their screwed up genes, mix them into ours. And on top of that, you got inbreeding. Look up inbreeding and see what that causes. Cause all kinds of distortion stuff. They have a lot of inbreeding because when they couldn't bring slaves across from Africa anymore, they started breeding themselves. How'd they do that? They pick a stud, a young stud, and tell them to say, okay, and just bring girls into them. Any girl that child producing age, they ain't care if she's 6 years old, she can get pregnant. Boom, she was in there. She's 9 years old, she get pregnant, she's in there. He bring anybody in there. He didn't care. He bring your sister in. And during those times, you didn't know if it was your sister or not. You didn't know who was your blood relative. You did not know. They separate you as a child, and you may run to, you build that plantation later on. You didn't know that. They only know their mother was. So you may be, and we have that nowadays. They find out nowadays, you'd be surprised how many people find out when they do a DNA, that they're actually relatives. They get married and they do a DNA, so they're actually relatives. Sometimes there's even a case where they're actually brother and sister. Right? That was because, the thing is that we had a lot of it. And so that comes all kinds of distortions. And the fact is, they come in here, because I know you've seen those little big old distorted nose, look like a apple with bumps on it. Still right there. You don't see that in Africa. That's how it get mixed in with us. And they say that's us, and that's them. You go up there, you be surprised stuff you see up there. They wish they go, all of them got new nose, some of them got big nose, big lips, and all distorted. And they put their mixed genes in with ours, and then plus inbreeding. And so, yeah, it's going to take, I don't know how it's going to take to get this. That's one of the real bad things that happen to us. And plus, they preach the hybrid, those demons, black-faced devils, the Caucasians, that a lot of them say half the blacks in America are really white, black skin. So I don't know how long it's going to take. I've been mentioning it. I don't know how long it's going to take to get that out of us. First, we got to get rid of demons, the Irish ones. Because if we don't get rid of them, they will keep putting that. See, did you think it through that through? If we don't get rid of them, they will keep poisoning us with their genes. After a while, over time, right? There may be no original people left. I don't think people think that thing through. That's why his first thing, got to get rid of these demons. Don't let them go, because we got to cut that seed off. Because right now we can't tell. They look just like us. We got to cut that seed out, and then after we get home, now we got to start the process of screening out the DNA. Some of it me, well, we got some of it in us. They did some damage. No doubt about it. They did really some damage. And they found a move to just get rid of us all together. And look at this. Look. See this way saying. He said, they're beautiful. See that smile? Look how I point them. Ugly. He says, a curse. He said, God did this to us. He says, ugly. That's pretty here. No lips, no nose, hair hanging down. That's ugly. Okay, we don't believe. Okay, let's see.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair. Because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
Total bullshit, brothers and sisters. Total bullshit. See, it says, accused by our brethren be cast down. That's what this war is going to resolve. This war is going on now. Because during the war, he's going to be gone. And see, stuff like this here is coming out. That say, stop tormenting me. And listen to that. See, that's why you need to understand the angel. You understand the key. Once you see it, all of a sudden, yep. I don't know if people understand that once you get that knowledge, how valuable it is. It's eternally valuable. Because it gets you into eternal life. You see it as eternal life. Top of civilization. I mean, how much do you pay for that? See? I'm giving to you as a free gift. I had to pay for it. And they come in. Wake up one morning. I get the lottery, man. I got no. You're gonna be the Hulk. You gotta get that gym. And I had to get in the gym, and I was 100-pound weight, but I didn't want to go to the gym. So what the hell is this, man? So when you gotta go to the gym, man, you want to help your people. Oh man, woof. Do all that. So the thing is, once you see that, you see, because you ask questions. Because you understand Adam, well, we submitted, right? So how is we rebellion? See, he's saying we're sinful, we're wicked. He's telling you how he really think about us. But you got those that clap, yeah, go home for fun. You got this other one where he says, he pray a lot, worms eat your ass and all that stuff, right? And I really think about it, because he's a devil. He hates you. But the point is, you his breadbasket. They're not going to hate us when we're in the fields. The devil don't hate us. But we was putting food on his table. And we're still putting food on his table now. Working at Walmart and Popeyes. So, because he said, it's like the preachers. The preacher says, they said, Master, what we going to do, Master? They done niggas, they in the field no more. But what you telling ask me for? Yeah, you know what the deal is. You go live off of them. Then you look like them. So they went out there and they started teaching, because they always teaching master stuff, and so-called son of sham. Right? He begged for money. He got American flag and devil flag there. And he going to tell me he's with Elijah Muhammad? You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So once you see that, you didn't see it before you got the angel. If you got the angel, you didn't see any of this. You're not even close. You're just as blind as everybody else out there. If your eyes open, you can see. That's not a blessing. That's the greatest blessing in all eternity. Because it opens the door to eternity for you. Opens the door that you even know that you had. You had to die to get there. You weren't sure you was going to make it anyway. It's different between day and night. So you see exactly what he's saying. Because he's accusing the people. He said, but if you understand Adam and the Quran, we don't want to submit it. So how are we in rebellion? See? So he's talking about God's talking to him. What God is that talking to him? He's accusing us. He don't have nappy hair. His father's a devil. He got a fair little complexion carrying on. But he accused him. See, y'all ugly. Because you're bare inside. And they clap hands. You see clearly what he's saying. Then he's saying God is cursed too. If you're going to call the Son of Man a God, he's supposed to be the Son of Man, supposed to be the one supposed to come back and do all these things, right? We say he's cursed too. Because he got nappy hair. Remember, say they're going to make war against God. So who's he making war against now? Son can make war against God, don't it? This stuff is very clear, brothers and sisters. And the more you understand angel, and the more you start clearing your brain up, right? Like a muscle. The more you exercise, the stronger you get. The more. So the more you exercise it, same thing. The clearer you see, the better decisions you make, the easier life becomes. But difficulty is ease. But people don't understand that term. You want to go to the second floor, it's difficult. But going to the second floor, first floor, it's easy. But you end up in the basement. Oh man, it's damp down here, man. It's cold. It's rats down here. Well, hell, which store was down there? You took that pass, so now you're down here with them. But you're on the third floor. Man, it's nice. I got a nice scenery, man. Not bother me, man. Right? See what I'm saying? Worry about no floods. But you took an effort to get up there. And so, let me try the fifth floor. Let me try the fourth floor. Let me try the fifth floor. Keep on going. It's unlimited. Let me take an easy path, man. I'm going to run down. I can run down. I can slide down to the basement. Yeah, you can slide your ass right down there. And that's why they got people sliding right down the basement. They tell you, oh, individualism. And you think that sounds great. Democracy. Why do you think all that stuff sounds great? First of all, how could democracy be good for you when you're the minority? And you, yeah, man, I'm a part of democracy. Well, your vote don't work, ain't worth shit. If you're not the majority, even if you're the majority, say, you got 3 million people, 300 million people, right? And your $1 is going to weigh against $365 million? You think that matters? About your little damn ass dollar? It don't work that way. I mean, move on, brothers and sisters, but see, a little trick was done. Nobody would pay attention. They never mention it. They never mention it. That's how you know this was set up. See, they keep talking, well, Israel, they control America because all these rich donors, right? They control the politics. And that's easy. Remember what was that, 30, 40 years ago, whatever? Prince Court says, money is speech. I said, whoa, when they do that, who they don't get in America? It's not democracy anymore. Right? It's not democracy anymore. It wasn't democracy to begin with, was it any good? But no, it's not democracy anymore. It's totally capitalist. Because the people that got the money, they control the politics. Because they said, since money is speech, that means you can spend much, you can buy people. You can give as much money, you can vote, you can vote much to a campaign. Like they just wiped out this guy that was totally popular in this district, totally popular. But they didn't want him in there because he was against false Israel. They put so much money in there that he won the opponent won his election. They said, They talk about that now, but they never talk about the fact Supreme Court said when they did that, they gave the government in the hands of people with money. They buy the elections. They buy the politicians. Nobody mention it, and they know that's what it is. Why they don't mention it? Why they don't mention that? Because they're all on board with it. A lot of them out here, you see on YouTube saying, "Oh man, America did America." No, they're out there because they're getting clicks. They're getting paid. It's all about the Benjamins, like Farrakhan's all about the Benjamins. 40-some years, he didn't produce a goddamn thing. But he can economic program, never produce anything, nothing, but he's rich, multimillionaire, right? Never produce anything. Then you're going to see how much worth, it tells you how much nation was on worth when Elijah was around. I'm going to tell you now. Secret, because it ain't worth anything, because all the money's they hardly have a mosque. They call it a mosque now. I don't think they got maybe 2 or 3 open all over the country. That Muhammad said in almost every major city. Temples. Let's go on, brothers and sisters. That's what when they said, the Supreme Court says money is speech, that means you spend as much money. So that means the people that got the money is going to control the elections. Come on, how's that hard to figure out? They will be Supreme Court. It means they were bought too. Anytime you say it, you're going to get the country over to the charge people that got the wealth. Openly. It was already behind the scenes anyway, but now it's made open. Angel reveals everything. Okay, now my subject here is what happened 500 years ago. The Great Deception. Now, the base of deception is chapter 20. Chapter 20 is the base of deception. Chapter 20 of Revelations. But I tell you, there'll be just 1,000 years statement in the pit. Right? This pit. And after 1,000 years, he escaped. And then he's going to see the whole world. With him, Gog and Magog. Okay? What it says. So now they're trying to tell you that that's in the future. Man, tell you that's the future. Check something my sound here, bro, since I think I fixed it. Just a quick check here. Man, tell you that's the future. In other words, after Jesus come back, he's going to come back. First of all, he's talking about he come back a second time, which is BS. But this goes further. He's going to come out a third time. He's going to come back and rule, get rid of the devil, with everybody in hell, right? And all people that believe he's going to save. That's the story, right? But then chapter 20 says, then he's going, after 1,000 years, he's going to leave again. Bring Satan up out of the pit. The dragon, all those things out of the pit. Then he's going to let them do their thing. They're going to come around, they don't come over, right? Jerusalem, and they're going to take Jerusalem, all that kind of stuff, right? And they're going to be destroyed. Where's that third time coming from? First of all, there's no second time. But then you got a third time. That's what you have to believe if you believe chapter 20. After he finally gets out of peace, he finally get rid of Satan, and throw everybody in hell that didn't believe, right? Then he's going to rule 1,000 years, and he's going to take off and come back again. Where's that at? It's not a scripture anywhere. Not anything close to that. Because they made up. Because they're trying to tell you that's the future, because that's the story they have to tell you if that's future. They have to tell you he's going to come back a third time. But he says when he come back, he'll be with you forever. Isn't that what it says in the scripture? When you turn the second time, so-called second time, he'll be with you forever. He's going to set up a kingdom that lasts forever. But set up a kingdom that, let me tell you. So women, how does that fit in with chapter 20, where he's going to leave again? Right? and said, God, they're going to say, well, deceive. I mean, they deceive people. So so-called Jesus followers, they got deceived after he left them alone again with Satan, right? And then he comes back again, throws Satan in hell and all this stuff. That's what he's telling you. They're telling you, right? There's always something. Here we go, just for a second here. I got this new system, so I had to monitor it. And why is it doing what it did? Okay. So how do you got to ask a question. How is that a third time? Where show me scripture with that? That's what I have to tell you. But if you read scripture, it says when he comes, he's going to build his kingdom on last forever and everything else. But that's not what that says. Third time, it's not going to last forever because it can't be taken by Satan. Right? Everlasting peace. Devil will raise his head again. But so the point is, it can't be a third time. But that's what I have to tell you to get you, because they know you're not going to think and read. So that means it had to happen already. And so, and you go back and say, do a thought experiment. Well, if they have, who was in the pen for 1,000 years? You go back and say history, and it just so happened that the Europeans was in a dark age for 1,000 years. By their own admission. Oh, was that them? In the pit? For 1,000 years? And they was locked down by this resurrection people, where there was somehow was resurrected. But that's Prophet Muhammad. Nation of Islam wasn't resurrected, but Nation of Islam was not created by Prophet Muhammad. They try to tell you that, but they know you're not going to read. The only thing you're going to read is NFL, NBA, if you're reading that much. I'm just reading, sit and listen to it. Somebody come and say, how you, not trying to put you down, brothers and sisters, but somebody come and say, how you spell in the NBA, and you got to go look it up. That's how bad we are. How you spell in the NBA? How you spell in the NFL? See, the thing is, that they have you thinking that way, so you don't go and look and say, oh, they wasn't there for 1,000 years, weren't they? And Nation isn't who kept them down? The Muslims, followers of Prophet Muhammad. But that was a resurrection because they trying to tell you that all you got to do is read, bro. It says Prophet Muhammad did not create Islam. They were believers in Islam before he came along. He did not create Islam. They were believing because the thing is they had destroyed it. They believed in Allah. That wasn't new. If they call their name Allah. But the point is, for them, Allah had 100 attributes, which they call names. And what they did is they take and gave each attribute made out of each one. So they call each one a God. And the Kaaba was there, right? Hajj was there. Mecca was there. Medina was there. The Kaaba was there. All that was there. He just cleaned it up. He didn't create any of that. They don't tell you that. They try to make all. So he said, well, where it come from? Well, they're descendants. They can prove they're descendants from Abraham as far as Israel can. They can prove. So that's where it came from. Abraham built that stuff. Abraham built the Kaaba. He built all that stuff. But they won't tell you that. And you can prove it's easier to go check the history. He's the one that built that stuff. And like I said, it fell into idolatry and everything else. The Prophet Muhammad came and cleaned it up. That stuff was already there. They try to make you think, oh, it came with Prophet Muhammad. No. All he did was clean it up. He resurrected Abraham's Islamic empire. What happened to Abraham? What religion was Abraham in? They're descendants of Abraham. They are Semites if you want to go that way. I think everybody acknowledges that. So, you understand? So the thing is that that's what held them down. And it was resurrected. So if you look back and say, hey, bro, man, yeah, they were in the Dark Ages. And what kept them subdued? The Islamic Empire. It took down Rome. 1,500 years ago. 5 years after Isa Ibn, what you call Jesus, 5 years after that, if you read Genesis, if you break down the timeline, perfect. 5 years apart. They took down the Roman Empire and threw whole Europe into the Dark Ages for 1,000 years. It kept them locked down for 1,000 years. Kept fight between Muslims and the Crusaders, Catholics. And when they called themselves Christians back then, you see these crazy movies, they're not calling themselves Christians back then. Like, let's say Christianity is 500 years old. They was under the Pope. And they didn't call themselves Christians, called themselves Catholics. Anything I tell you, you can easily prove. We don't make stuff up here. Like Farrakhan pulls to Isaiah, it's called honey. But we don't pull shit out of the ass anyway. We don't play that game. We just tell you the truth. And everything we tell you is golden, and it's better than honey. So what happened then? And it was in for 1,000 years. Then they broke out. They said when they break out, it'd be two world empires called Gog and Magog. Two world empires called Gog and Magog. And they would go out and cover the whole earth. As it says, they didn't know about earth before. They didn't know about the whole earth before that. They thought the world was flat. So who broke out? And so if you understand how God says Gog and Magog, so Magog means the mother of God. That means Magog will break out and produce Gog. I mean, this stuff is so beautiful and simple, you understand it? Magog will break out and produce Gog, because Magog means the mother of God. That's what happened. Britain broke out, broke away from the Catholic Church. That's Christianity started. They broke away 500 years ago, they were in the Catholic Church, and they called the Protestants. They protest against the Catholic Church. And the King James, he translated his own Bible, because the Bible was not accessible to the average person. The Bible was only accessible to monks, priests, and maybe kings. So he has his own Bible, printed King James Version. And what he did is he didn't translate it strictly from the manuscripts. He took manuscript and translated to Greek and then back to English. So why would he do that? Why would he do that? And they said, why would that? That's what he did. Check, go tell you. Why did he translate it from the manuscript into Greek and then back to English when he was in English? Why did he have to do that? Because all the manuscripts, the original manuscripts are in Hebrew or Aramaic. Some are even in Arabic, but most of it is Hebrew and Aramaic. Why do that? Because before he produced the Bible, the name Jesus did not exist. That name did not exist before that. Now exists for 500 years. Take 5,000 off, you put otherwise. Did not exist. Google even tell you, if you call Jesus, right? If you call him Jesus, call the person that you call Jesus, if you call him Jesus, oh boy, I'm having all issues over here. If you call him, you say, who are you talking to? You wouldn't recognize the name. You wouldn't recognize the name. Okay. You wouldn't recognize the name, brothers and sisters. You recognize it. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to broadcast or not. Oh, this new system, I'm telling you, I don't know. That name did not exist before 4 or 5 years ago. The name was Joshua. All you got to do is read the original manuscripts, right? In Hebrew or American, it was Joshua. So this name Jesus didn't come to exist about 500 years ago. And already got it because he translated the Greek In Greek, the god name is Zeus. Zeus. That's the top god, the god of heaven, Zeus. But in Greek, GE is a prefix for earth. Here, like geology, geometry, that's Greek words. You see G in front, geology, geometry, geophysics, whatever, right? Because you said G, that tells you, that's a Greek. Those Greek words that tell you, that's do the work like geometry, geology, right? Has to do with the earth. So going there, he said, okay, they put G in front of Zeus, Jesus. It doesn't exist. Zeus is a fraud, is a fake, and so is Jesus. Why did, and we translate back English back from there, Jesus become Jesus. That's where it came from. The name did not exist before 5 years ago. Now, if you can prove it wrong, I'll give you $5,000. The name was Joshua. So why did they do all of this? Christianity. Right? Didn't exist before 5 years ago. It was Catholics. That Bible, King James Version, this is before 5 years ago. And in there you look at the Old Testament, the name of Jesus is not there. So why, if he's the God, he's the principal man, why did nobody know about him? Why did nobody know about him for 1,000 years? Why? It's not in the Old Testament nowhere. The name is not in the Old Testament anywhere. Jesus is not there. So why did God hide him? He's the one. Why was he hidden for 4,000 years? Why the name didn't exist? Why did it hide him? Because it didn't hide him. Because his name was Joshua. They had changed it from Joshua to Jesus, so it didn't exist. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? See, because Adam was given rule, telling the Quran, getting rule for, he says, let's make man, excuse me, he says, I'll make, God, and the Quran says he made Adam, and they could make a thing, well, Adam was black. No, Adam was not black. You got that dumbass Wesley, you know what I'm saying, that stuff. Well, you got to just look at it. It says, I made a man out of sound, I made Adam out of mud, fashion, and the shape. Right? Out of mud, fashion, and shape. Let me say it again. Out of mud, fashion, and the shape. He made him out of mud, fashion, and shape. So, wait a minute. If he made out of mud, fashion, and shape, that means the mud's already fashion and shape. So, who's the mud? We're the mud, fashion, and shape. So they made him out of us. But they want to translate like, they want to add a word there. He made Adam out of mud and then fashion and shape. You don't say that. That's how they come out. He black. No, he was Caucasian. He was given rule. And the point is, if he was the first man, who's going to rule? I'm going to rule in earth. So he's the only one who's going to rule. They told the angels submit. Can't you add, subtract? And then submit, that means that's who's going to be ruling. The ones in submission of. So the angels had to be people too. They say, oh no, they got a reason for all these lies. Because they tell the truth, they get exposed. The jinn, you find who they are. They don't know who Adam is. They try more black. There's black people ruling the planet. Have they ruled the planet anytime you know about? Who's ruling the planet? Europeans. Europeans are ruling the planet. That means they Adam. In particular, two classes of Europeans that rule the whole planet, and both of them come from the same place. Remember? Gog is the mother, Magog is the mother of Gog, Britain and America. America came out of Britain. And the only two world empires that you know about, European, that's Gog and Magog. That's Adam and Eve. It's easy. They don't want you to know that. So why would they do that? Because it was an submit. So we submitted. The jinn said, I'm not going to submit. Well, the angels too, weren't they? I mean, why he going to get mad at them for doing something he didn't tell them to do? They tell, oh, the angels, they weren't, the jinn, they weren't angels. Then that don't make any sense. I could ask yourself a question. Well, God said to angels, submit. And they said, well, Okay, all you ladies, I want y'all to get up and go to the beauty parlor, go to the ladies' room or whatever, right? And they go. And then the men's still sitting there. Okay, I'm putting y'all in detention. Why? I told you, how come y'all didn't go? Well, you told the ladies to go. What the hell are you telling us to get masked for? We ain't ladies. It's stupid. So the angels, jinn had to be angels. But there was a group of angels that said, we ain't going to go along with that. We don't keep going the way we was doing before. We like the old way. We love the way we worshiped before. But that's the Sunni Arabs. They want to hold on to Abraham's Islamic empire. They said, we ain't going to change. We're not going to submit to Adam. Because Adam didn't come to existence 500 years ago. And they was ruling, right, up until Adam came on. Because remember, the angels ruling. They was part of the angels. Then Adam got control over them. He wanted to submit it. But Jen said, we ain't going to submit it. So they've been in constant war with the Arabs, haven't they? And they been constant war with the Arabs more than anybody else. They said, we ain't going to submit to you. So here's Adam's civilization, democracy, capitalism, Christian, and who's totally resistant? Who's totally resistant to any of this stuff? It's from the Arabs. They don't want part of it. The banking system, religion, democracy, they're totally against it. They show you they did jinn. But they tell you everything is 5 years ago again, right? Christianity, I always say that's 5 years ago, you can prove it. Didn't exist before that. It was Catholics. The Christian movement, as a result of protesting against the Catholic Church, and it was Britain, Bengal, that was first to break away. First break away. And that's when the Christian movement started. But it was Catholics. 5 years ago. And then he started King James, British, right? King James Version. Then he went and created this Jesus. Christianity, Jesus. So then they get to work with Jesus. When the Bible tell you, Joshua is the Messiah. He's the one. Whoa. So why did they do that? Why would they want you to look for Joshua? See, because Joshua is going to lead you out of slavery. Because there's going to be people in slavery for 40 years. See? But isn't that the same time finally when they start enslaving us? See the motivation there? So they want to make sure we would recognize the Savior. So they made this Jesus guy up, so you would be looking for no Joshua. Nappy hair, black skin. All this happened 5 years ago. And Adam knew his rule was temporary, so he would make sure that he would lose it when time over, because he knew he would lose it to us. Because it says right there, they'll be raised. It says, right? And so you ain't gonna raise Adam. He's in rule. He's ruling. Raise the people in submission. We submitted. So the people that submitted will be the rule. Adam 100%. They were submitted. Who is in total submission to Adam? Who we are? They enslaved us, and we're in total submission to them. 5 years. It's easy to put this together, brothers and sisters. So we're the ones that are submission. But Farrakhan says, we're evil, wicked. No, we the ones submitted. You the one didn't submit. You and your daddies. See? We the ones submitted. We know, we ugly because we didn't submit. No, we the ones submitted. Totally submitted. But Jim said, no, we're going to keep on doing it the old way. See? But they said they would attack us in every way possible until they were raised. So they weren't talking about Adam. Adam would be raised. Adam is ruling, not us. They'll come at us every kind of way. And one way is come at Islam itself. They distort Islam so much, and it's mostly aimed at the females. Because what female got any intelligence, right? Want to be in the condition like they put females in over there. Because the females over there pretty much are slaves. And that's not Islam. Freedom, justice, equality, Islam. And I'm going to say that's just for males. And if you read Genesis, it says, let's make man like the image. It says male and female. Female is equal to the male. It's different. 5 plus 5, the same thing as 7 plus 3. It's just different. But we go same thing. And we love the difference. 7 plus 3, 3 plus 7, they fit together perfectly. But 7 plus 3, and 7 plus 3 don't fit together too well, do it? They won't play a game. They complement each other. We got the strengths, they match with beauty. Right? And a little bit of beauty match their strength. They're strong. You think women, you try to carry a baby carry something for 9 months, and then delivering it. Didn't they take a lot of strength? Inner strength. You talk about, oh, I got all that muscle. They got inner strength. Much more inner strength than we have. And they put it with us, don't they? They got inner strength. Outer strength. They got outer beauty. We are inner beauty. We do have beauty inside. But ours is inside. It's on the outside. I'm not saying they don't have it on the inside. They got strength on the inside. They mostly strength inside. Most of our beauty on the inside. Most of their strength inside. That strength shows out, and beauty shows out. So it complements each other. But women put a lot. Look what they went through. That's why they was able to go to the Holocaust. They had more strength than we did. They suffered more, but they tell you, women have a lot of strength. When you go to some analysis, they said they can endure much more pain than we can. I keep saying, man, if a man was able to have a baby, he wouldn't do it but once. The whole world would be empty. He wouldn't do it but once. And they keep doing over and over again, all that pain and everything else. They got a lot of inner strength. More than we do. They can tolerate a lot of stuff. And we be impatient with. I don't like pain, but ooh. And women, they can endure it. But see, you're not before I told you, did you? A lot you don't know. So anyway, that's aimed at the female. Because they know females have a lot of power. The Christian church wouldn't exist without females. They don't want some men going there because they want to keep their wife. Get a wife. If the females stop going, they won't be anyone in there. But the preacher. So that's part of they stored Islam, right? And plus, they stole us into slavery. They betrayed us into slavery. That's a fact. They was one of the big. They keep talking about European slavery. The Arab slave. They did, and right now in Libya, they're doing it right now, but they don't talk about it anywhere. They have slave markets right here. They're going to get the blacks out of Arab and put them and put them on slave market. But right now in Libya, these Arabs. The whole story of Joseph and his brothers betrayers, that's that story. That's them. Half brothers, Ishmael, by Abraham's maid, but she was from India. But God blessed his son by Sarah, Isaac. And so I'm the oldest, I should get it. So no, it's his. And so they went on to start. Mission to betray us. They did. They betrayed us 500 years ago. And they tried to distort the whole idea. They tell you right there. They threw us in the well, put us in the hands of the Egyptians, Americans. I'm going into all the details about that scripturally. I'm not going to do it right now. So why is all these great events happened 500 years ago? America, Gog and Magog broke out of the pit. That three world powers begin right there. Britain came, and then out of Britain came America. Out of Magog came Gog. Magog means mother of Gog. Exactly that happened. The two world empires, both of them European and both of them Gog and Magog. British Empire, and then came the American Empire. The two world empires you know about. And when they did, they enslaved us, both of them. Is this coincidence? They brought us over here. Right? Deceive the whole world, deceive us, because they caused here and towards Christianity, and all of a sudden everything became spooks, spirits. You didn't believe that crap before. Oh, God the spook, Satan the spook, every spirit, because they didn't want you to know who. That's part of the confusion. So you know who focus your frustration on. God's a spook. Jesus, everybody's a spook. You can't see anybody. Because if you start seeing, if they didn't tell you that, you start looking around. Who's just, I mean, you right away you figure that devils are devils, 'cause the way they treat you. You look around and start seeing. They tell you, all of a sudden, why all this stuff happened back then? Capitalism. They didn't have capitalism before that. Maximum profit, minimum overhead. Right? That's slavery by definition. They ain't practicing themselves. Why does all this stuff happen? They brought us over here. It's like I said, land not ours. Why? Because they separated us from our people. Because they know we didn't inherit us. We just wanted submission. And they know we came out of submission, we're going to take our kingdom back. So they brought us over here, separate us, so they can have total control over us. And put us in their reality. Which reality is your mind. That's your mind. Your mind is not your brain. Your brain calculates information. So the point is, they brought us over here. If you take cats and bring them into dog land, cats going to be in trouble. They're going to be oppressed. Right? They have to act like dogs. They want to survive. Which be against, they're not be happy. They be against their nature. They brought us over here, isolate us, keep eye on us, totally confuse us, give us their mind, their reality, tell us that's the right reality, the only reality, which is bad for us. High blood pressure, low blood pressure, terror, being constantly terrorized, right? Demeaned, towards animals, if it's human. How do you think? We had to do all that. I mean, people are totally contrary to us. But what's the purpose? But there's a purpose behind that. Dr. Shabazz, he knew what he was doing. He said, how you think? He said, let's make man like an image, male and female. How you think you create that process? Let's change coal into diamonds. How do you think that happens? Let's transfer coal into diamonds. How do you think that happens? Just wave a wand? No, man, you got to put that core on a lot of pressure for a long period of time. And then eventually, turn it to a diamond. The pressure on it, same thing else. It's about intense pressure. That's how the process. And if you read Genesis, it'll tell you that process didn't take place until 5 years ago. All you got to do is go down the line and it says, because with the 6th day that said happened. So how could that possibly be Adam 6,000 years ago when it said it didn't happen the 6th day? The last part of the 6th day. Each day is 1,000 years. He said it's broken up 5-year parts, day and night. Right? So when you're down with the 6,000 years, the last part of the years is 6,000 years. And that's when this Adam will come on the sign, online, and that's this Adam, this iteration. There's many Adams, they're descendants of the original Adam. Last one, the one you see in Genesis. And then outside came Eve. Right? That was it. Remember, came out of Adam, outside. And they was ruled the Garden of Eden, and we was a tree that's planted in there. They told not to touch it. It's right there. That's us. They did anyway. 5 years ago. All you got to do is read Genesis. They won't tell you. They don't want you to know that kind of stuff. Read Genesis. That's make man a like an image. Right? That would happen to the last 500 years, a 6,000 year period. And that's the process we're going through now. That process ended in 2020. 1619 to 2019, and started right with a plague, right on time. And there's a plague of flies going now, but you don't recognize it. That's where we are, brothers and sisters. They don't want you to know that. Everything's spooks and spirits. Right? Everything's confused. Their history's in the future now. All this stuff. Got rid of the name of Joshua because that's your Messiah. That's the name of the Messiah. You want to take you home, that's the covenant. Total darkness, total confusion. That was the whole purpose of doing all that. Lock you in, get your mind away, keep an eye on you. All that stuff happened 5 years ago, brothers and sisters. How long going on before that? Why? I just told you why. They talk about Christianity, right? Look at this Christianity. This guy says, oh man, America's not a Christian nation, man, because, wait, hold it. They are a Christian nation. It says Christianity stuff. Where the fruit? It says, know a tree by the fruit it bears. What is this? What is fruit has Christianity brought for the last 20 years? Tell me the period of time where all this stuff they talk about, oh, God, love and forgiveness, all this stuff they claim is supposed to be Christian. Tell me what point in time any of that stuff take place. Tell me what point in time in the last 20 years that ever take place. Tell me. Tell me what time in the last 20 years did you ever find anybody was practicing that? I know they practice come over and taking this country. I mean, there's people that own the country. Smallpox, disease, right? Herpes, genus, all that stuff they brought over here. Rats. All that they brought over here. And this is before they, right? They brought over here. So-called common cold. They didn't have that. There was no such thing over here. When people actually killed thousands, they said hundreds, millions of people, they died from common cold. They had no resistance. They had no resistance to it. They might still here. War, genocide, enslavement. This is the history of the Christian church. So yeah, America is a Christian nation. It's practicing Christianity. Rape, murder, enslavement, terrorize. They terrorize us 24/7 for hundreds of years, and you cannot maintain a system like that without terror. Terror. America's a terrorist nation. I tell people, say, oh man, you keep trying to say, oh, we're trying to false Israel. Goddamn, how do you think America got started? America got started worse than false Israel. 1,000 times worse. And we get criticized them. That's all you're doing is bear witness to yourself. Because if you're saying what they're doing is bad, you did 10,000 times worse. And still doing it. So all this stuff 5 years ago. All this 5 years ago. So that's the plan. They started preparing for our demise at the end of 5 years if we survive that far. But we know we're their adversary. If we rise up, so make sure they got us right in there. They got a head in their mouth. If we make any sudden move, bite it right off. That's the whole purpose of that. But that's the fruits. Tell me different. That's the fruit of, because Christianity is Satan's religion. That's a fact. The Christians, they do the works of Satan. I said, no one by the works. Don't do the works of Satan. I tell people, I said, when you come over here, and you can only say, they Beelzebub, Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, the whole realm. They came over here instead of Columbus and the Christians. What could they have done more than the Christians and Columbus done? You know what I'm saying? They brought number evil here. They brought us over here and exposed us, locked into that evil. We're the objects of it, the victims of it, the target of it. That's Christianity. That's the real Christianity, Satan's religion. It says Satan said he had control of all, he's God as well. Well, that tells you right there. This is God's will. What religion is ruling the world? Christianity. And he wouldn't be God's will if the nations wasn't his. He says the nations are under his control, because he told Joshua in the wilderness, where you call Jesus, he told him, if you bow to me, I give them all to you. So he had control of them. Say, oh, worshiping, that's why it's about God we trust. What's the name of the God? How can I have given a name to the God? Because it's to my Satan. Satan is God as well. Satan is the one, if you understand Daniel, Satan is the one on that cross. Faking. He says he appears as an angel of light. So that's the light they see. He said he suffered for you. No, we suffered because of you, because of him. Okay? Jesus, made of God. 500 years ago this came about. The name Jesus denies this. If you can prove the name Jesus existed, the name didn't exist in no form at all before 500 years ago. Prove me wrong. That's where it comes from. Because Jesus, that's the history of Christianity. Know a tree by the fruit it bears. And Jesus called them out. Said, no, you ain't, your father's the devil. How can you mention that? It's right there. How can a Christian mention that? We all in for followers of Israel until Jesus denounced them. Said, no, you're not real. And he says, and an angel says, hey, you're synagogue of Satan. Those called Jews, they said, they're synagogue of Satan. See? See? So the truth is there. That's history. So, yeah, America is a Christian nation. It's doing the works of Christianity. Christianity is Satan's religion. It's easy to prove. And then all of a sudden, they got this white figure. No, even the Catholic Church, they hide it now. But the original figure they had, the so-called Jesus, was black. Called it a black Madonna. So why all this happened 5 years ago? Because that's when Adam was given rule. American Britain, they break out and God deceived the whole world. So it means the world is in deception. It was main deception until Son of Man came on the scene, and then he'd be in constant battle with Satan. And let me say this, if you got the if you got the angel, and you're on the battlefield, it's the greatest battle in the world. Because look, they can't touch you. Look what you're doing. You see all that darks out there? You got that light, man. You understand the battle? You kicking ass. See, but you guys have resonance work. Like when the sun comes in the morning, it's real dark, and some rays come up. Well, yeah. But by the time noon comes, man, there's no darks at all. It's totally light, right? But you don't see it. You won't say, oh, you want to be noon already. No. See the world, look, the world's in trouble. How? It's not in trouble because it's just in trouble. It's in trouble because it's the quality of it. Because you're putting the truth out there now, and now it's a battle. It wasn't a battle before you start putting the angel out there. It wasn't a battle. Elijah Muhammad went to toe-to-toe with it, but it wasn't the same battle. Because he said he prepared the way for the Son of Man or the Master coming. And that's when the real battle takes place. Let me say another thing before I move on, brothers and sisters. This is mathematics. Every action has the opposite reaction. That's mathematical fact. It doesn't change. It's like that. It's been like that forever. Always be like that. That's the nature of the universe. The universe is energy and math. Math is the language of energy. That's what math is. It works. It's energy. You can't create it, destroy it. It just exists. And man just tells you the nature of it. And the fundamental nature is the consequence. Every action has an opposite reaction. And oftentimes the Quran or other places refer to consciousness as God. They don't mean, well, let me get to my point. Every action has an opposite reaction. So you'd hit me, right? Then I hit you back. That's the reaction. Well, I don't hit you back. Yeah, been this bad, Lord? No. I store it. See, as gods, we can do that. Because every action, if who wasn't here, every action had an immediate reaction. See, that's how you know we're gods, but I'm going to have to tell you this, brother, because I said so much, I said, you come raised to God, it's a certain knowledge you will never be given because you just can't handle it. But you got to understand the language of God if you're going to be a God. So if you, as beings, right? The reaction is we just store it. That's still reaction. We damn it, because the action is reaction. Well, okay, they hit us. We're going to react to that, but we don't retaliate. Or we determine the quality of the reaction. Understand? We determine quality reaction. So the person that did it, right? Okay. I don't know how to say this. Okay. Well, okay. They get a reaction. Right? If we store it, they don't get the reaction. So they punch you in his face, I'll punch you back. Now, if we didn't store it, they would punch it back. So instant, right? But as people, we had the ability to bottle it up, to dam it up, to store it. Okay? So how can we do that? It makes you gods. That's the path to being God, because you're not retaliating, so you're storing it. You control the quality of the reaction. So it's getting not deeper than I'm just going on this very basic, very spiritual level on this. So what happens is that since you bottled up, so say you bottled up they punch you in the face each day for a month, 10 pounds of force. So in a month, that's 300 pounds of force, right? That you've absorbed. So now you release it back on them, boom. At one time, a 300-pound force, that will kill them. We store it up. Now, what's the point I'm trying to make here? It's a very delicate point. Because I store it up, they was able to walk around like, hey, man, I can punch all I want to. They don't have any idea of consequence. They can do all this stuff. They realize they're going to pay for it. Unless I just hold up forever, which I wouldn't do, because anyway, you understand that? So what's the point I'm trying to make here? I'm trying to make this point without going too complicated. The fact we can do that shows we are consequence. Which means we are the gods. We're the family of the gods, because some of us are still angels. We're the family of the gods. You understand? So if they do something to us and we don't, that means they can run around with no problems. Right? Because nothing happened to them. They didn't get away with it. There's no consequence. That's what says no fear of consequence before their eyes. They say, hey, we can beat them. We all, so they thought for 5 years they could get away with it. That's what angels submit. I tell you, if the angels submit, who is really in control there? Because their power depends on our submission. You understand? Their power is our submission. But we can hold up to. Because if we gave consequence, they would never got as power as they did. They would never got anywhere near it. Because we kept hitting them back, You understand? So what does that mean? It means we're the gods. Because we're the consequence. If we didn't exist, and say it was just animals, whatever, you get the consequence of equal, constant. You get something constant. But since I don't know if you're getting it or not, but that proves we're the gods because we can hold it up. We're the consequence. So we determine when they're going to receive the consequence of what they did. So we was told to allow them to have free movement, free consequence-free environment for 5 years. So they do all the stuff they did with no resistance. Not from us. They have resistance from the jinn, kind of spread with the jinn. They don't resist from us. They don't not resist from other nations either. Because all the other nations, they submit to some degree. Only one totally said I'm not going to submit was the Sunni Arabs. That proves we're the gods. So now, right, we can determine the quality of the consequence also. So the consequence has to come from us, since we're the gods. We bother up the consequence. I said, doing them as done to you. Say, have you done, so it should be done to you. That's why it says things, because we're the gods, and now what they've done. But it says it will come to them as a day, because we held it up and then release it one time. So they punch in the face for 1 year, and we retaliate, then we do it on 1 year. So here's the Bible says, in one day their destruction comes. Why? Because the Babylon destruction just come out of nowhere. We retaliate. Vengeance is mine. Vengeance means retaliation. So that's what said. Destruction comes from the retaliation of the gods. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. I will judge that nation. So the point is, we store all the shit they was doing to us for 20 years. They didn't get away with it. It was just they allowed them the free reign because we was held it in. But now we can release it. And that's what Farrakhan's job is, to tell you, don't release it, please don't. We can't do them as they did to us. We love them here. We got to stop. Let's forgive them. Let's work with them. You see, saying that's his job, to keep us from releasing it. Because like Muhammad said, it's about to happen. And said, let Farrakhan here, don't let the fools release that. That's why God said, let them go. Let them go. Or they're going to blow up over there. They're going to blow up on you. The plagues. The plagues coming from us. That's it. Let them go. They're going to blow up. Release all that shit you got done to them. They can release it. Double. It's going to be an explosion here in America. And it falls to Israel and UK. Especially in America. That's where you got pulled up in. They get ready to blow. They can release all that you put on them. They said doing them as they've done to you. That means you release it back to them what they did to us. That means we held it up inside of us. Submit, hold up. Now let it out. God damn. Woo, what's going to happen to these people? Nothing they can do to stop it. Oh man, they can let it out. Let's kill them. Kill them. They let that lose that man. They let kill them, but they can do it. Kill them, they punch me back. That's their way of thinking. So 5 years ago, they started planning. Total confusion. Everything is spooks and spirits, so you don't recognize. They ain't no Joshua. It's Jesus. Because tell you, Joshua, we're in slavery. Look, hey, man, we look for Joshua. But then again, man, hey, now Pharaoh come and tell you, hey, you don't watch out for him. You got nappy, he cursed. See how stuff fall into place? You think it's just stuff they put out there? No. They're in trouble now. That's what false Israel out there. False Israel is part of this plan. See, they're the true seed of Abraham over there, not them niggas. They're him. That's why I put up, because Elijah Muhammad came and said, they know. He identified us. And he got the records, the proof. Oh no. They was burning those people up the day before. Final solution. Next day, kissing their ass, licking their ass, sucking their ass. I mean, you have to call it that, because look what they're doing. Right? They're desperate. How come they're desperate? Because if false Israel goes down, game is up. The confusion confusion is darkness. The darkness just, all of a sudden, damn, we can see. Once we can see, it's a problem now. So it's made in darkness. Once we can see, because that's how we shut this out. Shut it down. And throw the whole world in total darkness. Total darkness. False news will go down, that light, shut down. Refuse this reality, shut down the oil. Both going all with total darkness. False news are gone. The economy is gone. For American dream is gone. The demons are exposed. That light, that false light, you're in total darkness. Except for the Lamb. It says, people said in darkness, see a great light. See how this stuff comes together? And where light come from? It come from the east. The lightning strike from the east into the west. Bam! So Master Muhammad is going to be made manifest. He's going to call out, that's my son. He's well pleased. I'm well pleased at him. What he's going to call him? He's going to say Farrakhan? He's going to say Silas? He's going to say Sansham? What are you going to say? Because he's going to be manifested in a minute. Because this is the last phase of this war. He's going to be with Michael and his angels. And which things will be like when he manifests up over there with his Shia. We settle down in Tehran, we're on a smaller ship. There's going to be a question who he is. It's going to shake up the whole world over there. There'll be a bloodbath over there like you could never imagine. So God made our Torah out. They're almost out now. Torah under fire. Whole Middle East is going to be broken under Torah. Michael's angels, Shia, Iran, total control. You find all those leaders, they're running out there now. Total control. It's going to be bloodbath between the Shia and the Sunni. Go crazy. Then it's going to be flooded with blood. False Israel, totally under siege and devastated. Destruction, slow destruction. Slow, manifest the whole world. And then destroy it. And then they're going to realize, because the lightning struck east into the west, if there's great light here, light has been angel. So they're going to know that what's there is happening here. They're going to have heart failure. Oh man, this other man's here. He ain't white. Farrakhan's gone. He's gone, and nature's not. He's connected, protected. Master Muhammad over there, he's got superpower. Through America and Britain, totally out of it. Now they have war in Europe. I mean, it's a total disaster. Imagine. Americans, they think they always fit everything, and they're going to be torn apart. They will tear each other apart. Europeans will tear themselves apart over in Europe. That's Armageddon. Total disaster. That's all the enemy's going to close in. This plan 5 years ago. So you wouldn't recognize, first of all, you wouldn't realize, you wouldn't realize that you was anybody. You was supposed to be a slave forever. Now, it's Christianity. Remember, Jesus supposed to enslave you, curse you to be slave to him forever. There's Jesus. Jesus did this. There's Jesus. 5 years ago. See, all the stuff they was doing in the name of Jesus. I tell you, that's what Christianity is. They was following Satan because if those not Satan's works, then whose works were there? Stealing this country, killing all the people. Those are all Christians doing that. Wasn't Buddhists, wasn't Hindus. Enslaved the people, raped the women. I mean, the same thing they would do. They would go in and the Indians, right? They call them Indians, right? That was the wrong name. But anyway, and they'd be out there hunting. And they wait. These are evil. They wait. I'm talking about the evil they done to them, but they done us much far worse. But I mean, this name of Jesus, right? Their name of Jesus. So they wait till the men go out hunting, and then the women behind the TPs and everything else, right? They'll come in with their horses, kill all the women, stump their heads, their heads under the horse, snatch their brains under the hooves of their horses and stuff. That's what they would do. In the name of Jesus. See, America is a Christian nation. That's what Christianity is all about. It's all this love and joy. Show me when it ever happened. It's a lie. It's deception. So Gog and Magog, they would deceive the whole world under the authority of Satan, and that's what they've been doing. And God, we took that Satan's name, all the work, knowing by their works. What's the works of Europeans? What's their works? Show me the good work. Oh, we established democracy, really? On somebody else's land? Where you make sure you're the dominant, you're the most. Really? And while you're destroying your democracy and your freedom, what were they doing to us? Raping us, beating us. What changed that show you? Was this all bullshit? Because if you believe democracy, oh, well, we don't deserve democracy. We're not human. We're 3/5 human. So we don't get the chance to be free. Because we're supposed to be slaves, we ham. That's Christianity. 100%. America is a Christian nation. And all these white, they're all Christians. They're doing the works of Satan. That's what Jesus said. He said, you do the works of Satan. You ain't doing the works of Abraham. It tells you right there. You don't believe what Jesus, your Jesus supposed to said was really Joshua? He said, you're doing the works of Satan. You ain't doing the works of Abraham? He said, no, you by your works. So America is a Christian nation. Christianity is all about what you see, what they've done. Murder, rape. There's raping that woman that had a cross by her neck. Understand, brothers and sisters? Who's Christianity? Jesus. Satan. Turn the words around and get Santa. How can you miss that one? Or why do they call him Santa Claus? Just change the words around. Santa. Oh boy. This is a Christian nation. Christianity is all about. And they got us going across my neck. But then maybe that's demons wearing across my neck. That's why we got to get rid of them. Because they say examples. Say, hey, they got across my neck, yeah, but they're a demon. That cross should be around their neck. See? That's Christianity. Oh, what's going on this thing here? Oh, let me try something else here. I ain't gonna speak to it. I wasn't. Hold on. That's Christianity. Now show me different. Show me all this love and passion and all that stuff. Show me in the scripture, this description of the Son of Man. It says here, black with dark skin and heavy hair. That's Christianity right there. And Satan is the God of it. One said on the cross, you read Daniel. Those are works of Satan. One God says this. Okay. All this stuff, 5 years ago, all this designed to keep them in power and destroy you. Make sure you never come to power again. Jesus, Christianity, slavery, war, theft, genocide, capitalism, maximum profit, that's ideal. That's slavery by definition. Capitalism. They didn't have a capitalist system before slavery. Well, that stuff came into existence 5 years ago. Because that was their pen. They were, I'm a capitalist, are you? Minimum profit, maximum profit, minimum overhead means you get most out of it and putting that in. They did. They sure was minimum. They gave us just a bit enough to keep us alive. In fact, they was actually working against themselves to some extent. Because when you go out there, and I didn't know it, but I guess I could have, right? So, because you got to just look at these things at the time. When they saw a man out there, he said, man, they're 80 years old. They said, that man was probably about 30 years old. He worked so hard, he was dead by the time he was 30 years old. And so that's why I said that caused them to increase the slave trade to get more, because they had to keep replacing them all the time until they couldn't do it anymore. They work you so hard 24/7. You didn't get any breaks. All these movie stupid men have where you got a fireplace. Now you didn't have that. And I'm telling you to have it. Because I know, I lived in North Carolina for a while. I got family from there. And I used to, when I was a kid, I used to talk about my relatives. You don't want to ask us questions. I was always asking questions, right? So I asked my uncle, out in North Carolina, and about his house he was living in. He was living in a little white house. Wasn't a big one. But he said, that was Slave Man's house. I said, Slave Man's house? He said, yeah, that was how he lived in. So we all lived in. So he showed me this little thing. It was no bigger than a small bathroom, like a stall. He said, they'd lock up in there every night, like a tool shed, but small. You know, you have a bathroom, but you got stalls. You know, it's a little bigger than that. He said they would lock the whole family. I said, how the hell y'all fit in there? He said, it locks all day at night, make sure we didn't get away. No floor, anything. So you went to bathroom with each other. You ain't no place to sleep, but you slept on each other. And they kept yourself warm because all you in there together. I said, damn. So they try to tell you, like, man, you know, fireplace, you had rocket chair, bullshit. And none of that. And they fed you shit. Literally shit. And then after they take the S off, put a C there, they said, these niggas stupid. So we just call it chillins now. And they'll eat it. And that's cases, because they still sell it at Walmart. Somebody said, and white folks do not eat that. They don't eat it. Show me one white person's plan to eat chillins. They don't eat it. Because they know what it is. They know it's shit. But they fed shit. Anything keep us alive to keep working. Cow chips too. You out there in the field and you're hungry, man, you gotta be careful because knock the damn teeth. You hungry? What you hungry, nigga? You probably hungry. Then you get some shit last night. They tell you eat cow chips. Now anybody look what a cow chip is. It's cow shit. But it comes out, I don't know how they do it. They put it in circles, right? I don't know how they do it, but they shit out in circles or whatever. Right? Eat that. That's why black folks use all that seasoning stuff. You see, black got all this seasoning because they had to try to cover up the taste. Try to figure out hot sauce, anything, put anything on there. Trying to cover the taste because they fed you shit. But you had to go out and make potatoes and celery and onion, all that stuff for them. And you give them, and when they shit out, they gave you the shit. And you gave them the fruit and stuff. Simply because symbiotic relationship. Finally, then you got people, I want reparations. You know, and I want an apology. Man, fuck you and your reparation, your policy. Yeah, fuck you and your reparation policy. Fuck you and your reparation. I'm saying, make sure you understand. I mean to say it. And your reparation policy. You think I'm gonna sell out my relatives, my ancestors for some goddamn phony ass money, an apology? Really? That Farrakhan's bullshit. Even if they gave you reparations, I ain't gonna see you using the N-word, but you know, you'll be homeless in 2 years. You're out here buying chillins and a damn Cadillac, and somebody told you to go to Las Vegas, and then you be broke. Then what? Even if they gave it to you. Stupid. I'm gonna sell my relatives and all the shit they did to us for a goddamn dime and an apology. And dime is stolen too. See, that's the stuff they're selling us. Because right now, it's hit high gear, confusion. These commercials now, all of a sudden, they got one commercial where a black girl and a black guy, they look at the same ice cream cone. Really? All interracial marriages. They got movies where, like Kevin Hart, he's a superhero. He's a super intelligence agent. He got his whole crew doing billion-dollar deals. And they live in houses where their bathroom is bigger than your whole damn house. It's on, they turn on. There's a last gasp, them and the demons. And the demons, they playing a part. They got these little, what they call little robot things. All right. Whatever they call. And they're going to blame Africa for us being enslaved. It's all bullshit. And they point it on. Because most of you buy that stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, oh, man, we got to get reparations, but we're going to get paid. Really? You're going to get paid doing them as done to you. Not go back and say, hey, man, they did bad. You may go get a check, get an apology. You keep your goddamn check and your apology. Racism, terror, disease, see, all this genocide. That's the fruits of that's the fruits of Christianity. So yeah, America is a Christian nation. They practice Christianity. It's Christianity. 100%. Christians come out, Christians was one enslaved us, raping us. Jesus curses black. All this 5 years ago. It stopped telling us 5 years ago. And now time is, if you understand Angel Key, I'm not going to break it down. See, here it is. This is the earth. Now see, earth, this part right here, it says heads right here. See, that's called mid-heaven, between earth and heaven. Because it said the earth had 4 corners of earth. This represents earth right here. America, Britain, Europe, and Russia. And Satan is on the throne, controlling all of it. Yeah. Netanyahu, he's the president of America. He's the king of America. Right there. And we did. There's no story together, brothers and sisters. Satan false Israel. 666. These stuff are very simple. Oh man, they 666, the image of the beast and all that stuff, man. I mean, what's the first 6? What's the power? What was the power of that first 6? What was the power of it? Sanctions. You made a buy, sell, you do what you want. Who is that doing that? Who's the only country in the world doing it? Come on. There's 3 of them. America, Britain, falls Israel. That's 666. They're right in front of your face. I said, when you're blind, somebody put a gun right into your head and you won't notice it. They be talking real nice. I love you. You said a nice guy and they got a gun pointing right at your head. They might be touching your head. They say, oh, it's just a pipe or something. It's a ring. That's happened. They're doing stuff right in front of your eyes because our people in total darkness. They don't understand nothing was going on. They don't understand anything was going on. All this stuff, Trump doing stuff right in front of your face. You can't see it. He's setting you up right now for destruction. Stuff right in your face. Farrakhan, same thing. He's the Messiah. He's been ripping you off. And now the time, he says darkness. First of all, he's wrong about Armageddon. 3 years ago, he said Armageddon. Okay, the darkness comes. You've been paying electric bill for 40 years. And now, when night comes, the lights don't come on. You call the electric company. Hey, well, they told us to keep the lights out. What do you mean? We paid you so we light this darkness. Now we need the damn lights on. Oh no, well, they told us to turn. Well, then give the money back then. We're paying you for this. Paying for 40 years now. It's dark. Oh man, God told me to be quiet. And you buying that shit. Now it's time. What was you paying it for then? To be the light in the dark. All this shit going in the world, and they only talk about, oh, we gotta be brothers. That's the demons talking about. Why so many brothers? See, I know you probably catch one now either. Them are demons. They're trying to say, we gotta stick together. They're telling the lambs, the wolves telling the lambs, right? Hey man, we gotta stick together. Never mind, you be eating the damn lambs. Wolves in sheep clothing. Telling sheep, oh man, we gotta stick together, man. Y'all can't leave us, because then if y'all leave, we ain't got no need anymore, do we? If the sheep leave, the wolves in sheep clothing, then wolves ain't got no need anymore, do they? We gotta be brothers, we gotta work together. Who's doing this gangster shit in the cities? Who's doing that raping? Who's doing that murder? That's these goddamn demons. They ain't us. I keep telling people, they show people on TV, that's not us. On top of that, it tells you, it says the demons, they're disbelievers. It says those love world's life, they love world's life because they're part of it. This is what it says a lot. Hastens to it. That means, yeah, they're successful. They'll be more successful than us. Because it says, God said, I'm going to hasten it to them. But for them, a number of destruction hereafter. So he said, I want to be like them, man. I want to be like Denzel. I'll be like LeBron. They're goddamn demons. Unless it right in front says, those that loves world life, who loves world life? The one's part of it. The wolves loves wolves life. They may be in sheep clothing, they still love a sheep wool's life. So now, he said, well, I'm going to hasten to him. That's what it says right in the Quran. So yeah, oh man, I want to be like them. So you hold on to this world's life, which keep you down. Because you want to be like them. I tell you, you got enemies everywhere. That's part of the confusion. And let me say, I'm going to close in a minute, brothers and sisters. See, this is it. I try to illuminate these plans. See, one of the plans they had is to take and rape our women to produce this hybrid. That was one of the tricks they thought, because they figured if they do that, they eradicate us, but they got a race people look like us. That fool, the Son of Man, when he showed up, right? Because he would think they were us, and they could sneak into the kingdom, take the kingdom, right? But they'd still be Europeans, they'd been black skin. Their descendants would inherit the kingdom. That was one of the tricks. But Son of Man's going to put a hold on. Son of Man putting a hold on that, said, no, I ain't going to work here. He identified them and separate them. Because that was one of the tricks they had. But thanks to our women, right, they weren't very successful with that, because our women would sneak at the fear of death and seek out our seed. Because they were told, when we Django, one nigga had to kill another nigga. They have a seat one night with Sarah and get a beer. You wasn't married. That was a jump a broom. You weren't married. You couldn't have any relationship with a woman. It was like an incentive. Hey nigga, you've been producing one bale of cotton a day. If you produce 2, you can sleep with Sarah this weekend. It was incentive. You didn't have no wife. When they're married, they hide that stuff. You can touch a black woman, as I told you, and a black woman sitting around here, and they have them out there in the field, have them now, no clothes on. And they jump down on the man, come off, jump over his horse, jump down on her, and tell her, you better not stand up. She got to stay bent over while he's doing her. You better not. That's the kind of shit these people are doing. And she might be pregnant and still do it, and still out there picking the damn cotton and made pregnant with their damn baby. Most of the time it was. Because they found out that somehow you was pregnant. They suspect that she got pregnant by a black person. Elijah Muhammad taught about that. They would cut the womb open and cut and snap, pull down and snap and stump his head in the ground. They had a whole movie about that. Look up the Journey of August King. That was the name of the movie. Where this dog had raped this black woman. She had a female child. It was his child. Right? So when she got old enough, I don't know how old that would be because they were pedophiles. In the movie, she was about 13, 14 years old. And she tried to run away because he was going to rape her. His own damn daughter that he raped from another. And so he took off. He's trying to find her. And on the way, every time I saw a black man, but then he called men back there, black, right, slave. Have you seen her? Because he thought she was hiding amongst them. No, man, I ain't seen her. You sure, nigga? Yeah, oh, I think you seen her. If he thought he did, he was so angry, he would take the movie, watch the movie. He'd hang him up like this by his feet, head down, hang him up, then take a sword and cut it right down the middle, all the way through, from the half. It's in the movie. So you didn't have access to a black woman. In fact, right? The thing is that, let me see how I put this. I said they use it as a incentive. So let me get back to that one. So in other words, so then you go out there and you go out and do 2 bails because you hope you're going to be on. Get with Sarah this weekend, right? Then we'll have Mass come down and, hey, nigga, you only produce 1, you could have been producing 2. You know how that's going to end up. Now you got to produce every week, 2 every week, and you didn't get that Sarah. And then when they rape him, and she might holler and screaming, and he tell you to hold her legs down. That's the kind of shit these people are doing. And I'm gonna take some reparation and a goddamn apology. Oh, no, ain't happening. See, these clowns talk. I mean, I'm gonna get paid. Oh, so my mama suffered, so you get paid. That's how you. That's your job. That's your salary. That's your income. Your mama suffering. Mama can suffer some more, so I can get more money. Man, ooh. They don't know what's coming. It's coming soon. Coming soon. But here it is. Satan said he controlled the whole thing. So he wouldn't be a God if he controlled. He said all the nations. Only one he didn't control, right, was Joshua. Couldn't get him. So I got to control all the nations. So I mean, that includes America too, doesn't it? All. They all worship him. Even you got the jinn under control now. Because they helping him fight Iran, a country that's Master Muhammad got. He's got them. And they're probably Muslims too, right? You see what's going on? See? And they're going to call us, remember, who's the real Muslims here? Muslim means one submit and tied to the will of Allah, right? Then we submit and tied to the will of Allah. So we're submission. So we're the real Muslims, and they rebel. They're lie. They're the shirk. And they paying Farrakhan to stop that talk about we taking our home back. They pay him. They're paying Wallace the same things. I witnessed it. Right here, just go to Wallace Masjids on Fridays, and you see them sitting in the back, auditing the whole conversation. Sunnis from Arabia, wearing full Sunni dress and everything, Arabs. Tell them I'm lying. All these nations got a part of this. And that's what Jen said, we're going to do everything they can to stop them. Come every elevated place. Because they submit, we ain't going to submit. So we submit, and we got burnt we submitted. We suffered the consequences of our submission. But now it's time to rise. And you could say, beat light in a minute. I'm the light in the darkness, but it ain't going to be as bright as it's about to be in a minute. Because it says, light is straight east, even to the west. You see light, a flash of lightning out there, that's where lightning comes. Flash, bam! When that lightning comes, right? Bright light, so it gets a lot of light, but a lot of energy, a lot of heat. Light has energy, heat, and light. Light for us, right? And heat, these devils gonna burn their ass up. Oh man, they'd be hopping around like, bow, like a whip, bow. That's what it's gonna feel for them. Everything they do, they're gonna run from one thing and run to another. Everything gonna go bad. Everything's backfiring on them right now. Everything is backfire. What's it gonna be when it's instant? Instant backfire and everything. It says be instant. Because they're gonna run from the lion and run to the bear. Run from the bear and run to a snake. That lightning gonna tear their ass up. What do you think the lightning is what's gonna cause them to have fear. Because lightning brings light, brings heat and light. So light is gonna be from the east. And they're gonna say, God damn, woo, what's happening over there? It's coming here. Because that light that comes from the east to the west, right over there, it's coming here. You put that together, brothers and sisters. I try to put it together for you. See, they best heart felt feel those things come from earth. But powers help me shaking. That means from the east. They'll see something from the east, right? That lightning. It's gonna give heat and light. Because light, they're gonna see it, and the heat gonna burn their ass. Boy, this is gonna be a great day, but and Bill, if you got for our people, especially if you got the angel, man, you should be fired up. This ain't no like, hey man, we're gonna have a break, we're gonna have a vacation. No, man, you're going into paradise forever. And how are you gonna be? There's more energy you put into it. You're getting paid now. Now you're getting paid, real payday. Be fired up. Oh boy, these devils, man, woo. Just imagine that. Think of it like that there. Every step a lightning bolt hit him. Bam! Oh, God. Oh, bam! Think about that. That's what it's going to be like. And then all of a sudden, and remember, and as high as you come down here, remember, angels come out of your mouth. You be burning the ass up by, because they ain't gonna be harm you. It says nothing they do will prevail against you, but everything you do is gonna prevail against them. So they be doing exploits. Exploits against who? If you exploits mean you're kicking ass. Exploits, big ass. A lot of ass. Gotta start understanding stuff, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna pass this. I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. Right. But I read this. But if the gospel, if our gospel is hid from them that are lost, who the God of this world, Satan, right, has blinded the minds of them which believe not. This the light of the glorious gospel of the Messiah, is Jesus, right, who is the image of the God, should shine onto them. The truth is out there, brothers. It's all there. It says, hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh, have nothing in me. Somebody, the ruler of Farrakhan. No, wait a minute. I said wrong. I'm talking about something else. Excuse me. But it could be talking about, it could be referenced there. But that's not what it's talking about there, actually. It says here, here's the 1,000 years. Read it. See what I got on the next page here. When 1,000 years expire, Satan shall be loosed out of the prison, to go out to see the nations which are in the four corners of earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. What battle? See the whole world and the battle between the winter and the spring. Who's the battle against us? They got together against battle us. They'll attack. That's the battle. We're rising. Right? 5 years ago, they should go out to see, just have 5 years ago, they deceived the nations which are in the four corners of earth. Right? Where are we at? We're amongst those nations. Right? To see the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. Right? Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle. Well, who battle? Who's going to battle against us? Battle against us. Then the night and the darkness. They'll attack us. That's the battle. Great battle. And they shall went up on the breadth of earth and compass the camp of the saints about the breadth of earth, the top of earth. That's where so-called mid-earth, that's Iran. Right? Breadth of earth and compass the camp of the saints about, right? We're saints, and beloved city, and the fire came down, and it, right? So in other words, in this case, they're talking about or Iran, they said breadth of earth, right? And the beloved city, which is called Jerusalem, and the fire came down from heaven out of it, came down from God out of heaven. Okay? And devoured them. And the devil that see them was cast to the lake of fire, brimstone. See, this is a bad translation here, right? Because it doesn't say it from God. But anyway, because actually it says opposite what it's saying here. So those drones that's bringing fire, hellfire missions down on them. That's another story. It's bad. But I left that there because the actual translation is hard. I didn't want to explain it, so I'm just telling you, this is a bad translation here. I do have an actual translation. See? So maybe I should, well, anyway. And devoured them, and devil that see them was cast in the lake, fire and brimstone where the beasts and the false prophet are. The beasts, trust in Gog and Magog, false prophet is false Israel, because they claim they're us and they're not. From a day and night, ever and ever. Let me go back here and see if I can, I think I can. No, not there. I think I got it. Oh, yeah, see, here's the actual translation. The crop translation. And whenever she ends 1,000 years, she reduces Satan and out of prison, he go out to make earth the nations, four corners of earth. God and Magog, leave the war, which a number, anyways, it says, and the sea, having been loved, stepped down fire out of heaven. See, don't say about from God, because it's not talking about that. It said, step down fire from heaven, and ate down. In other words, this is what's going on over there right now, where they got those drones, and they shooting Hellfire missiles down on people over there. So, that's why you got to get the right translation. Anyway, so, the end will take place over the Middle East, as we're telling you. And I see shall all nations be blessed. So I'm explaining, I'm close, brothers sisters. And I see all nations should be blessed because they obey my voice. So we the ones submitted. So how all nations be blessed? If you bless them, you give them, everything is energy. So you give them your energy. They're blessed from your energy. Right? Okay, understand that. So that means if you go down here, all nations are living off our energy. That shows that we see Abraham, because America living off, they got rich and powerful off us, enslaving us, right? As far as Israel getting rich off our identity, because they claim they're Israel, as they say, right? That's the last since 48. He who God bless shall bless. Who bless Israel shall be blessed. Who curse? See what I'm saying? So, and that's a lie. Because they're not, but they claim it so they get blessed, that people think they're blessing us. The Farrakhan, he got rich off, he's doing rob nations, like it says in Malachi. He didn't produce a goddamn thing. Ishmael, they got control of our land, they get rich off our land over there. And then you got China, they get rich off our creativity. See? So all the nations are blessed because of our energy, our creativity. The Industrial Revolution and the AI just came out of our creativity. And they gave, no country gives, if you at war and you don't, and you make bullets and guns, you don't give your manufacturer to another country their bullets. That would make any sense. Why would you do that? Why would you give your manufacturer to another country? Because they didn't want us to have it. They said, if we get that, man, we'll be powerful. We start making money and we control. No. So they gave it to China. Now China become powerful because America gave it all the industry. Because they closed down Detroit and all those places that we was succeeding in because they didn't want us to have those jobs. Same thing AI. Well, the Indians in. And I can prove that too because I went through the program. Anyway, I'm going to close out in a minute, brothers and sisters, but because something else I wanted to say, but I think I've let slip my mind. Like I said, all this confusion, all this stuff 5 years ago, yeah. Make sure you understand, anything was going on. I said, come as a snare to make sure we said, let's deal shrewdly with them. So they didn't want us to know what they was doing. But I'm revealing it. Anyway, something else I can't remember what it was. I'm going to close out here, brothers and sisters. Yeah, I can't. What it was. But anyway, so that's what I want to talk. Yesterday, I took time to explain a little better. But that's what, now the time is, it's something plagues now. They have COVID, plague of flies. I said maybe I'm just going to explain all the plagues. It's not put together, and 2 plagues are already happening right now. But you don't recognize the plague of flies. I tell you, the plague of flies had to do with false Israel. Right? So, we had another, I'll kind of see if I can remember that. Give me a second, otherwise I'm going to close out. Okay, well, I have to come another time. Anyway, brothers and sisters, that's it. And now it's war. This war is going to set the stage. So last battle, last battle over there. They got several wars. This is not Armageddon. Armageddon will follow, be triggered by this. This war right now got the world's attention. Yet Farrakhan said, God told me to be quiet. Got the world's attention. The devil's actually telling you. They're telling you that a famine's coming. Even if they stop right now, everybody start loving them. So famine's coming. It's going to be poverty. It's going to be an economic downturn. It might be a collapse. Even if they stop right now, it ain't. So even if they stop right now, so they're telling you. They're telling you this whole world's going to be affected by this. I've been telling you for years. And now, it's going to resume. It's going to have total panic. The whole world's been affected by it right now. Never seen anything like this before. I told you to be quiet. Oh. War and balance is this. It's a battle between the winter and the spring. And I'm not going to go in a lot of detail here. There's 4 seasons every 24,000 years. Each one 6,000 year periods. That's right, to my 6,000 years, 6,000 years, 6,000 years. So we went through the worst winter ever. Because there's deprivation, because the low energy here, because all the energy's out there, now it's coming back. So my in heaven and earth, come up with the sun, it's coming back. So now we start energizing in the 1860s. And there's a 50-year cycle I'm not going to right now. So now, spring is coming. They try to tell you this stuff was, confusion. Everything is heaven after you die. Bullshit. All this stuff is confusion to make you have no idea. So when the time comes, you have no idea what's going on. And you be subject to destruction. They tell you heaven was put. No, heaven is a place, it's a condition, and it's a season. It's a season is heaven comes after the winter. It's a place, Middle East. Condition, how you state you're in. Very well, we're in a state of hell. People, because they're ignorant, don't know, have any idea what's going on. They in hell, because America is the hell. And they still in this, it's still the season, either spring coming in, it's still holding on to the winter. But spring is coming, they can't stop it. That's why Master Muhammad is how he is, because he's the God of the transition period. He's half summer, half winter. Farrakhan's also, he's resistance of transition, because he's half winter, half summer too, on the opposite side. His father's a devil, his mother, so he's the primary resistor. Master Muhammad is the transition to summer. Farrakhan's trying to keep from transitioning into summer. That's why Master Muhammad ruled for 6,000 years and then returned back to Shabbat. That's what Elijah Muhammad taught. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on. Very simple. Can winter stop spring? They can't. They're going to try everything they can to stop it. And when they fall to the point where everything they lose all control, then they're going to try to take out the spring people. That's some people us. What's going on, brothers and sisters? Also make you totally confused, weak, their mind, no hope for a Messiah, no vision. People have vision. Ask Farrakhan, what's the vision? He has no vision for you. Oh, he's going to stay here. He's like America. People have vision perish. That's why he gave a false vision for Israel. That's not our vision. And tell you what, American dream, that's not a vision either. You struggle for that. Nightmare. What's going on, brothers and sisters? All stuff flows right in together. It's blowing them away. This is nuclear power, more powerful than that. You should be at war, man. I mean, they have nothing they can fight back against this. Nothing. They run for cover, on defense. On a battle, lightning bolts. One heaven. Gog and Magog. Worst is fast coming, approaching. Worst is yet to come. The wind is about to blow. That's how it's feeling. They see it. They're going to see it in a minute.
And I keep telling people this, watch out. When we collapse, we're going to collapse with a loud bang, and people's lives are going to be ruined. It's not going to just be $8 a gallon at the pump. It's going to be you can't afford anything. You can't even afford to eat. You can't afford to have a roof over your head. You certainly can't afford all those things you've been thinking about, like a college education for your children and so forth. That's where we're headed. And we're doing it to ourselves.
That's what brother says. He's in tears. That was even telling you. They say more dramatic than this. What's going on here, bro? This is so much stuff. The new system is worse than the worse. Oh boy. These white folks don't make it. Don't miss it. I'm gonna close out here, brothers and sisters. Here we are. The war's on. Next phase is gonna be the final phase. America will be gone. Demons will be gone. You're on your way home, hopefully. Assalamu alaikum.